welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are turning this into a knife. So I'm about 2 weeks away from shipping out to boot camp. I got several projects I want to get done, so I figured we would work on them for a little bit. So this one is a knife that I had made back in Texas, and I wasn't able to finish it before the move, so I packed it away and couldn't find it, and then I finally found it, and I'm like, you know what, we need to get this finished. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get to work. Alright, so the first thing I noticed about this knife was I thought I had it completely finished out, but if you look on the edge, hold on, let me try to focus that a little bit. Not gonna cooperate with me. Anyway, so basically what's going to happen is right at the bottom of the knife where the plunge line is right here, that's the plunge line right there. So right here it's exactly where I want it. It's nice and thin, but right up here it gets real thick, and then at the point it's thin again. So what we're going to do is we're going to grind this down a little bit using the 1-inch belt sander right there, and hopefully not completely ruin it. So I'm just going to do some quick passes, nothing too fancy, and let's go ahead and get on with it. Now, I do suggest wearing hearing protection for this, as it is definitely loud. And I am in a garage, so the sound is going to echo quite badly. This is the warmest place I could find. The other shed doesn't have any heating, and this one it has at least insulation. So, alright guys, so this right here is another knife template that I had made and gave up on. And so I thought this would be a good piece to use as a text. The reason I gave up on it was because I couldn't get this plunge line here to match the other side. And it's still a little off, but if you were to be able to, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there we go, kind of. So there's the plunge right there. And on the other side, here it is right here. A little bit more pronounced on this side, but this actually came out pretty good. So this is actually, like I said, just a practice piece. I didn't want to jump into this other knife without doing a little bit of practice beforehand. The reason being is I didn't want to mess it up. So now that I've done this little practice one, we'll start working on the actual project. So there we go. Wish this thing had autofocus. So now that we've got that one out of the way, let me find what I did with the other one. Alright, hold on guys. Alright, found it. And let's get this stuff worked on. So, I'm going to change camera angles on you guys. As you guys can see, where it was able to get some of the rust off from it being in storage, I lowered down that edge a little bit so it's less thick. I'm sorry if you guys can't really see that real well. Let me get up. So, trying to, maybe if I put my hand behind it. Yeah, I'm going to give up on that. Anyway, so this edge, I've shortened it quite a bit. I'm going to keep it a little bit thick for the heat treat, which is honestly the second step we need to do. So we're going to go outside. I'm going to light up my forge. I might do a little light sanding to get a little bit of these extra splotches out and some of the light scratches. and like that right there will get all these out. So I'll do some light sanding, I think, before we actually get the heat treat going. That way we can have a pretty nice little project. Alright, so what I'm going to be using is some this kind of sandpaper here. This is 3M Sandblaster. This is an 80 grit, so it's a fairly coarse kind. So this is one of the kinds I typically use. I've actually got a whole bag of different sanding belts and sandpapers here. So I also have some 220 to 320 and 400 and some 150. The belt that I used on this knife was a 120 grit belt. So we're going to start with the 150 and work our way up. I typically just take a little bit of this, tear it a little piece off, and then just like that, and then just start working on it. So just like that. Now I like to do little circles as well as straight scratching or sanding. The little circles help blend in the scratches. The straight lines help remove it a little bit faster. Any material that we're trying to get rid of. And we're already getting rid of some of those little scratches and stuff in there. Alright, let's speed this along a little bit, shall we? Alright, so we got our 150 grit sand paper all done. Now I'm going to leave this like this right here. I'm going to leave it at 150 grit, and I'm going to take it down to the forge and light up the forge and get it ready for heat treating. After a little bit of thinking, I will be sanding this one up, but I first have to drill some holes into the tang here or into the handle. This isn't really a tang, and we're going to drill some holes for a handle, and hopefully we'll have two knives. Alright guys, so ran into a bit of snag when I was coming in to get my coal out. So here's my bucket here. Let me zoom out a little bit. That's my bucket of coal. And it is completely frozen to the ground. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have to do this old-fashioned way. So hold on guys, let's get this thing unstuck. Alright guys, so we're back at the forge, and I've got turkeys galore over here. Let's see. They're all decided they wanted to give us a little show, and that one's... So, anyway, so I found out another little thing, and let's just put it this way, I'm ready for spring. Let me just show you guys what I'm talking about. So, my cover on my porch, apparently someone was screwing with and took it off, and a bunch of snow got in there, and this is what happens. This is completely solid, and the problem is the grate for my forge is right there, and the hole for the air to come up is completely filled up. So we're gonna have to fix that right quick and try to get this thing unstuck. So, all right, guys, let's get this party started. Alright, so I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. So if you guys look at this, alright, so this is about an inch or two, inch and a quarter of ice, and this is all coal, or coke, and maybe a little bit of charcoal in there too. And so holy crap, that is completely frozen together. So